Some people have great roommates, they get along well, and they become best friends. We're not talking about those people today. Today, I'm gonna tell you the worst roommate stories I've ever heard living here at Disney. This is Disney Roommate Nightmares Part 1. Look, I don't have a problem with people who set rules. I have a problem when you set a rule and then you break it. My first day moving in, I meet my roommate, Luffy. Luffy and I share a room together, and the first thing he tells me, "Yo, dude, you could have girls over, but if you guys start having sex while I'm in the room, I'm gonna beat your ass." Bro, you don't have to worry about that. You would think he would follow his own rule. Well, I was wrong. A few months in, I plan a Disney trip with my friend Jasmine. So I tell Luffy, hey, I'm gonna have someone over and she's gonna be here sleeping for a couple days. No, dude, don't worry about it. It's all cool, man. So Jasmine comes over and everything is normal. I introduce her to Luffy and I say we're gonna be sharing a room with him at night. Luffy was normally never home, but the one week Jasmine came over, Luffy was home all the time. So one night, I go to sleep with Jasmine and Luffy's next to us. I knock out. I'm a heavy sleeper. The next morning, I wake up and Jasmine's like, John, I have to talk to you. Wow. Okay. First of all, you have a girlfriend. Second of all, you're breaking your own rule of messing around while someone's in the room. Third of all, you're taking the girl that I brought over. Explain how that makes sense. And surprise, surprise, after Jasmine left, he was never home again. But some people aren't so lucky. I told my friend Benny I was making a video about Disney roommates, and he told me, bro, my roommate has a masturbation problem. When I first met my roommate, I thought he had sleep paralysis or something because I would hear him twitching at night and I would feel really bad. But then one night, I heard this.
You want this nut?
This one time, I was so fed up with it, I just smacked the headboard so he'd stop. At this point, I needed to tell somebody. So I go up to Flamingo. Yeah, I have problems with my roommate pleasuring himself at night. Ooh, yeah, let me go to the conference room so I can write this down. And then nothing happened after that. I still hear Willie beating himself off every night. And I thought that was the worst story I've ever heard until my friend Kat told me hers. Whenever I go over to my boyfriend's apartment, his roommate Kevin is a huge slob. But that's not the problem. He got a girlfriend and they are very affectionate.
But I won. Stop.
One time, I have a sleepover with my boyfriend, and Kevin is having a sleepover with his girlfriend. We wake up in the middle of the night, and we hear moaning.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Let me be just what I need to bust. Let me just be what I need to bust. Cause I'm busting. I'm busting. I'm busting.
So we just end up laying there listening to them for the entire night. And when they finally stopped, they didn't even go to the restroom. They just went to sleep. Here's a little PSA to people living with roommates. Don't touch yourself and don't have sex while somebody's in the room. Some coworkers are a pain in the butt. My coworker said I grabbed hers at work. Here's my side of the story. Last year, I worked at a theme park, and they place you with hundreds of workers, but generally, I never had problems with anyone. Until a few months into my job, my boss calls me into the office, and she looks mad. So I'm like, oh, because I'm late again. Instead, she says, Ashley from HR would like to speak with you. Everything I'm about to say is word for word what she asked me. So I sit down, and Ashley's like, hi, John. How are you? I'm good. How are you liking your job? It's a job. How are you liking your coworkers? They're okay. Are you touchy with them? Hey yo, I smell something fishy. Come on. Ashley from HR is asking me if I'm touchy at work. So I'll tell her straight up, what is this about? Does the name Jordan ring a bell? Who? At this point, I'm panicking. Cause who is Jordan? So they pull up Jordan's face and I'm like, oh, I remember working with her. Her grandpa died on shift and she had to go home early. I feel really bad for her. How's she doing? So Jordan has filed a case against you for groping her at work. Oh, okay, screw her. I hope her grandpa dies again. After Jordan filed her report, the company launched an investigation on me. The whole time, I had no clue. The problem is, by the time Ashley called me in, they had interviewed everyone for months. And each time, Ashley would tell them I was grabbing girls at work. So even though I didn't do anything, the investigation alone made everyone think I did.
I know what kind of man you are.
Rumors spread so far, everyone had a different version of the story. But what I'm about to tell you is exactly what happened between me and her. You see, one day, I was working in a small booth with Jordan. And if you've ever worked in food service, you understand that you might accidentally bump into somebody, but that's what it is, an accident. Despite her huge forehead, Jordan's brain didn't understand this. And as she was standing in front of me, I reached down to get some cups below her, and the side of my hand slightly grazes the side of her hip. Immediately, she gasped and says, "Oh my God, John, what are you doing?" I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Girl, relax. I'm grabbing cups, not you." She immediately filed a sexual harassment report that night without asking my side of the story. And after 2 months of investigation, can you guess what they found? Nothing! Surprise! Despite the fact that I was proven innocent, HR still treated me like I did it. "Okay, John, I know you got off easy, but if you'd like to brush up on your Friday reading, please familiarize yourself with our sexual harassment guide. You might learn something." Say I did it one more time, I'm gonna touch you next. My case was completely dropped. My record cleared, but it was too late. Later that night, I went home to tell my roommate Chad, "Bro, guess what? You grabbed that girl's ass at work." "What? How did you know that?" "Becky's been telling everyone about you." "Who's Becky?" "I'm so glad you asked. This is Becky. She's about to ruin my life for the next 2 years. When I first moved in, Chad set me up on a 2-man with him, his girl, and her roommate Becky. Chad told me Becky was the sweetest girl ever, and she was totally feeling me. He couldn't be more wrong. The girls shared a bedroom. My mission was distract Becky long enough for Chad to make an opening. If you know what I mean. So I'm talking with her, and on the couch, everything's going great. Until I moved closer and I put my hand on her thigh. Immediately, I could tell she was not feeling it. So I backed off and took the L. But when Chad got back, he asked me how it went, and I told him, "Nah, I'm cooked." "Did you at least clutch?" It was just an awkward date, and after that, I never saw Becky again. Until, you see, Becky wasn't actually a sweet girl. In fact, she was the opposite. She was the type of girl that would love drama. She loved it so much that she would start rumors at work just because she was bored. I can only imagine, once she heard about me, she was like, "Oh my God, he touched me too." People randomly stopped being friends with me, and I had no idea why until I found out they worked with Becky. And she didn't just warn people about me for a few weeks. 2 years later, I came back and she started texting people that I was hanging out with, warning them about, "FYI, he's gross." The worst part is, she totally believes I touched that girl because of our awkward date together. So to this day, people are still spreading rumors about me, and as a guy, it extra sucks because there's literally nothing you can do to make yourself look less guilty. If a girl accuses you falsely of touching her, who are they gonna believe? Because why would anybody make that up? Attention! It's because they want attention. And so Jordan, Becky, I hope you got all the attention you never got growing up from this video. K-pop Demon Hunters is not a good movie. It's amazing! I know the reason you clicked on this video. It's because you rewatched K-pop Demon Hunters at least 5 times, but you want more movies. So you came crawling to YouTube because you need to know you're not the only one going crazy. And tell me I'm wrong, because that's what I've been doing the past few weeks. I remember when I first saw it on Netflix, it looked like a kid's show or series. I mean, come on, it looks like miraculous. But as I'm sitting on my couch waiting for my DoorDash, I'm like, alright, let me put this on in the background while I take a nap. The next hour and a half changed my life forever. I became a different man. Spiritually, mentally, physically, sexually. This nigga gay. Let me explain why. The reason K-pop Demon Hunters is so good can be summarized in 4 words. Excellence in every shot. The movie isn't perfect. It's art. But you can tell in every frame the animators put their blood, sweat, and tears. The level of detail is so good that people are now posting daily hidden Easter eggs on TikTok. You can see the same thing happening in Spider-Verse and Coraline. Movies so detailed, people are still creating theories years later. But enough chit-chat! Let's get to the stars of the show. The movie starts off by explaining that every generation there's a trio of demon hunters that use their voices to protect the Hun Moon, a barrier between the human and demon world. That brings us to this generation's heroes, the Huntrix girls. Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. Right now, comment down below your favorite character and explain why. Just know you're wrong and the correct answer is Mira. The way we're introduced to these girls are the fans, which is genius. I mean, of course these people would know everything about them. I mean, look at this guy. Rumi is the leader of the group. The one thing I love about Rumi is that she's low-key kind of a bad person. Whenever she does something, she always hides the true reason behind it. And I think a lot of the time we hide the reason we do things because we're afraid to be seen differently, which makes her extremely relatable. Mira is the best member of Huntrix and the group choreographer. She grew up as the wild child, only finding her place, her family, with Huntrix. Zoe is the group's songwriter and grew up in America. She's always been torn between two worlds. On one hand, she wants to help her friends fight demons and save the world. On the other hand, she really wants to sit down on that couch. All the girls' insecurities tie into why they depend on each other so much. So hopefully nothing tears them apart. A good villain deserves to be hated. A great villain deserves to be loved. And how can you not love the Saja boys? I mean, even the girls are bopping along. Meet Genu, Romance, Mystery, Baby Saja, and Abby. Yes, his name is Abby because of his stupid abs. Genu is the leader of the group.
The way he stands is so tough.
His plan is to use the fans to feed Guima in exchange for him losing the memories that give him shame. The other boys don't get developed as much, but there are fan theories that they were once a K-pop group that you can see in the doctor's office here. The best part about Genu as a villain is you can never tell whose side he's on. When he's with Rumi, he always tells her that he wants to help her. But when he's dragged to the underworld, he switches up completely. But I believe a big part of this is the fear of Guima. I mean, the Demon King literally has the power to torture his mind 24/7. So can we really say that his words are true when they're spoken out of fear? I don't think so. Instead of looking at his words, let's look at his actions. When he gets a cute letter telling him he has a beautiful soul, he freezes and tells the boy to leave the fan meet immediately. I mean, this guy literally waited overnight to steal fans from the Huntrix meet and greet, but when he sees one little girl look up to him, he just gives up? I think maybe that little girl reminded him of his own family, and he realizes that he's repeating history by stealing their souls for Guima. Again, notice, when the boys leave, they dump their flowers in the bin, but Genu places his very gently on top. Has he changed? The movie never tells us explicitly and lets the audience keep guessing whose side he's on, but I believe he's somewhere in the middle. Now let's get back to the girls for one second. Throughout the movie, the writers lets the girls express their differences and be themselves. Zoe being the only one who likes the boys first, Mira being the only one who likes tattoos, and Rumi pushing the golden release date even when the girls don't want to. After all, Zoe just got to sit down on her couch, but ultimately they support her because despite their differences, they still love each other. Additionally, it's refreshing to see the show break stereotypes, whether it's chilling with no makeup, stuffing their faces,
Or being perverts.
the girls are unapologetically themselves, and this lets all audiences connect to them. They're just relatable characters. I feel like too many modern movies have female warrior types that fail to be presented correctly. Unlike most female heroes, the reason these girls fight and show they're tough isn't to prove themselves. It's because they want to protect their fans. They're mature enough to understand that there's something bigger than themselves, and they have to unite to save the world. In the train scene, the girls are distracted by fighting the demons and each other until they realize that they need to protect the passengers. But by the time they get there, it's too late, and they take it hard. Because the fans in this movie actually die. Children, old people, the stakes are real. There are consequences for their actions, and that gives us a reason to watch. You know who hasn't been giving us a reason to watch? Disney. Disney animation is dying, and I'm so glad it is. I'm tired of mid-animation movies. Movies too woke and too safe to take any risks at all. When was the last time Disney made a cultural phenomenon? You know, Elio spent millions on marketing, hyping us up for an original story.
Stop complaining that Disney doesn't make original stories if you don't show up to movie theaters and support them in the first place.
Congratulations, you wrote something. The bar is so low for them that their fans get hyped when they don't do another sequel or live action. Meanwhile, Netflix was like, oh, here you go, we made this. Forgot to tell you, by the way, it's #1 in 30 different countries. Damn. It goes to show that we do not care about marketing. Good content will always shine brighter.
But John, Elio was actually a decent movie with beautiful animation and a heartwarming— Shut your bitch ass up!
I don't care. It's not K-pop Demon Hunters, and it never will be. I cannot hyperfixate over Elio. Meanwhile, I'm over here listening to the KDH soundtrack 57 times. The reason the song is #1 on Spotify is because of me. And the music alone is a whole nother subject, because what kind of were they feeding the songwriters? Because they need to give some to the people who wrote the Wish soundtrack.
I'm sure that you're not the prop. I'd love to see you try and do my job.
Another thing K-pop Demon Hunters did right was casting the right people, especially when it came to music. This is Kim. Kim lives in Korea and she loves to sing. Growing up, she really wants to be a K-pop idol, so she works really hard in auditions, but she's told she's simply too old to be a star. She was 24. And so they slept on her. She had the talent, the passion, the vision, but she never got the chance to live her dream. Until 9 years later, she gets called in to write some songs for an upcoming Netflix movie. And each song she writes, she also sings the demos and sends them in. The casting directors hear her raw talent, and not to mention, the songs are amazing. They love her so much, they cast her as the protagonist's singing voice. It's her first acting role. The Netflix movie is K-pop Demon Hunters, and Kim is the singing voice of Rumi. The soundtrack that she wrote for the movie blows up, and her song Golden is #1 on Spotify's top global chart. So Kim, also known as EJ, becomes an overnight celebrity. And despite the fact that she was turned down all those years ago, her voice is finally heard all over the world. It goes to show you that letting the right people cook, it's a recipe for excellence. I'm so glad I finally get to enjoy a movie that inspires me and has me looking forward to the next movie. Sony Animation, we are already waiting years for Spider-Verse because of Shamik Moore, and we will wait as long as you need for the next K-pop Demon Hunters. In the meantime, I'm gonna rewatch K-pop Demon Hunters for the 8th time, and you know where I'm gonna watch it? On my couch.
So most of you guys have figured this out by now. I'm using this YouTube channel to just air out all my confessions. I've had about 5 or 6 jobs in my life. Every one of them has that one rule that they hold above all the rest of them. You know, at GameStop they tell you, push the pre-orders. Best Buy they tell you, don't steal. At Hard Rock Hotel, guess what the rule was that we had? No fraternizing with the guests. Okay, Jay-Z and his entourage are staying at the hotel this weekend. Pool hours are now extended to 11 o'clock. And don't have sex with any of the guests, okay? Alright, go team. I walk into the break room one day, and everybody's just calling out numbers, like with big smiles on their face, like 5, 3, 1. What are y'all talking about? What about you, AT? How many guests have you hooked up with? Wait, y'all been hooking up with the guests? And then the manager walks in, and I'm kind of just like, whoa. And they look at her, and they're like, what about you? How many guests have you hooked up with? And she's like, 1. The manager's hooking up with people too? So in my head, I'm kind of like, is that how we're gonna play it now? And I instantly start to remember how many girls I've turned down when they're like, hey, come back to my room. And I'm like, madam, no. We had one lifeguard, Gianni. He wasn't even trying to hide the fact that he was hooking up with guests. Like, he looked like an Indian Justin Timberlake with the earrings and then the face and then the hair. So girls, when they came out to the pool deck, would just throw themselves at him. Let me tell you how he would do it. He would clock out, still in uniform, pull around to the front of the hotel and be like, bop, bop, girls, Shimon, we got a pre-game before we hit the club tonight. And load his car up with guests. This dude's gonna get fired, like, any day now. The other lifeguards would try to drag me to the club with them every day after work. These guys would spend their entire paychecks on alcohol. Now see, it was all good and dandy until we actually got to the club. And then it was a whole other story because these bouncers loved me. And by love, I mean annoyed the crap out of. Whoa, hold on, buddy. The Nike check on the side of your shoe is off-white. Every bouncer universally just would always haggle me to get into the club, no matter what I had on. Go. Whoa. Hold on there, thug life. Pants is too baggy. I wasn't there all hoodlum me because I know you gotta look somewhat presentable at the club. But for whatever reason, they didn't want me to get in. So I made a goal. The difference in people usually are the goals they set. One of my personal goals was to walk right into a club, skip the line, and roll up in some like $100,000 car and just get out and just walk in, wearing whatever the heck I want. So one day, these 2 girls approach me in the guard stand, and we get to talking, and then they finally ask, hey, what are you doing after you get out of work? I don't know, what are y'all doing? Oh, well, you know, we're going over to the Groove at City Walk, and it's just us 2 girls, and we need a date. Shoot, I'm down. I'm not going up to nobody's room or nothing like that. I'm just gonna go hang out at City Walk, totally public area. I know I'm gonna have a problem with the bouncer, but it's whatever. So we're walking through City Walk, and the girl on my right grabs my arm and puts it over her shoulder. And the girl on the left sees this and takes my other arm and puts it over her shoulder. So now we're approaching the club, and I got a bad girl on each arm. I'm double fisting at this point. And I get in line, and then I see the bouncer go like this. He's like, skip the whole line, dude just lets us right in. We get into this club, and this is back when I wasn't opposed to the booty dancing. So you know what was going down that dance floor? We was making swoozy sandwiches all up in that place. This video would be flagged if I started showing you guys what was going on that dance floor. It was that serious. And technically, I accomplished my goal, walking right up to the club and just getting right in without being haggled. But it still felt kind of empty. So, you know, the YouTube stuff started happening. I get casted for a reality show. I find myself in LA for E3. All the after parties start, and my phone blowing up with all these places to go, and I just pick one at random. And I'm like, let's see if this YouTube and this gaming stuff has got me to that point yet. Pull up, it's on Sunset Boulevard. This line is wrapping around the corner. I walk up to the dude and I'm like, I'm swoozy. Walked right in. Thank you, YouTube.
My band teacher followed me home from school, but it's okay because he also taught me how to kiss girls. If you thought Mr. PJ was bad for my last story, just wait till I tell you what he did outside of school. One night, we get out of a football game, so Mr. PJ offers to drive me home. So I'm the first one to get dropped off, and it's me and 5 other boys in the back. But for some reason, I didn't want Mr. PJ to know where I live, so I told him to park at the movie theater nearby so my mom could pick me up. We were waiting there for about like 15 minutes, and Mr. PJ was like, "What's taking so long? Let's just drop you off at your house." No, it's okay. My mom's like 5 minutes away. I could tell he was getting annoyed, so he starts joking with the other boys. "What's wrong, Jahan? He doesn't want us to know where he lives, guys. What's up with that?" Shut your bitches! 5 minutes later, my mom shows up. So I'm like, "Thanks for waiting. I'll see you guys at school." The next day, I show up to school, and my buddy Nick comes up to me. He whispers, he says,
Yo, dude, we followed you home last night. What?
"Yeah, dude. Last night after you left, Mr. PJ was like, should we follow him home and see where he lives?" Yeah! Now you might think that's a little creepy, but it gets worse. One day, one of the band kids, Harry, was throwing a huge birthday party at his house. Now, Harry was so popular, he invited the whole school, including the teachers,
Especially Mr. PJ.
I show up the day of the party, and this place is lit. You had all the girls on the dance floor, Chains and Bob, Puff and Zaza on the couch. I even saw Mr. PJ over by the punch bowl. But there was only one person I came there to see. My school crush, Ailey. Oh my god. While I'm busy making googly eyes at her, all of a sudden I hear someone yell, "Hey yo ladies, who wants to play spin the bottle?" Mr. PJ's eyes light up like it's Christmas Eve. Immediately, he shouts, "Hey yo, I'll come with you guys. You know, as a chaperone. I'm not gonna play spin the bottle. I'm just gonna watch you guys." And we all looked at him and we were like, alright. The thing is, there was other teachers, so Mr. PJ could have hung out with them. But nah, my girl's gonna be outside playing spin the bottle. I'll be right back. Now, before we continue the story, I'm not gonna say how old anybody is in this situation, but we may or may not have been in our first year of high school. So it's 20 of us sitting in a circle outside while Mr. PJ's just posted up watching us with the biggest smile on his face.
Bro's about to enjoy this more than us.
Yeah. So we start spinning the bottle, and people start going in the middle to kiss each other. It gets to my turn, so I spin the bottle, and at first it lands on some dude, so I'm like, hold up, let me try again. My second time, I kid you not, it lands on Bailey. I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. There's only one problem though.
I've never kissed a girl before.
To make it worse, this girl won't stop making eye contact with me. I could tell she was ready. And remember, the whole time, Mr. PJ's just watching. But who cares? So we get real close. I lean forward and I kiss her on the cheek. Cause I'm sorry, I'm not about to have my first kiss in front of 20 people and Mr. PJ watching. So we keep the game going, but then we hear someone yelling. Harry's mom came out and starts looking for him. And I guess Mr. PJ finally realized it would be kind of weird for him to be seen with a bunch of kids playing spin the bottle. So he starts yelling at everybody to get back in the house like he wasn't just enjoying himself 2 seconds ago. After that, the party dies down and everybody goes home. The thing is, Mr. PJ was kind of my ride. So I get in the car with him and we start driving. It's pretty quiet, nobody's saying anything. All of a sudden, he turns to me, he says,
Why didn't you kiss her on the lips?
Mr. PJ, I swear to God. I don't know, I was kind of nervous. It felt like somebody was watching me. Nah, you're a lucky guy. If I were you, I would have kissed her. That's what I like about you. We have a lot in common, Mr. PJ. Oh, by the way, do you need like the address for my house?
Nah, man, I know where you live.
Oh, okay. Fun fact, one of the kids, Mikey, he used to go to school with Mr. PJ. They both transferred over the same year. Mikey said nothing about Mr. PJ until he got fired, which apparently he never got fired, but let me get back to that. Mikey told me that he was actually a huge creep and that's why he had to transfer schools. So you knew this whole time and you didn't tell us? Bro, you were a co-conspirator to the case. Another thing, after my last video popped off, my old teacher started messaging me. Mr. PJ was never fired. He was just asked to leave. Keep in mind, he was already asked to leave from the first school he was creepy at. So there's no record of his behavior at both schools. That means if he ever wanted to teach again, one of you guys might end up playing spin the bottle with Mr. PJ. Okay, one more thing, last thing before I go. I've been doing research for this video, and what I'll do is I'll go on LinkedIn and I'll stalk his page, right, to see what he's up to. But I just found out there's a feature on LinkedIn Premium that allows you to see who's been checking out your profile. And I've been logged into my account this whole time. Yeah, no, if I go missing in a couple days, just know that I love you guys and I thank you guys for watching the video. Have you ever had a crush on somebody where you liked them more than they liked you, but instead of giving up, you keep liking them for 3 years, and when they finally hit you up, they ask for your friend's number? Hey! So in 8th grade, I fell head over heels for this girl. I'd imagine us married with 2 kids, a dog, and a house. In my mind, she was the one. Little did I know, I was about to learn the hard way. One day, I'm in math class, and the teacher announces that we're gonna get a new student, Mia. She walks in, and this girl is gorgeous. She has long black hair, the prettiest smile. This girl looked like she walked out of a Disney Channel show. Mia needed a place to sit, and I had an empty desk next to me. I remember the moment she sat down, I made her laugh. That was the best feeling in the world. From that moment on, ya boy was in love, and we became really close friends. Keyword,
Friends.
I remember the last day of school, it was a field day. For some reason, Mia spent the whole day with me. We went on rides, got popcorn. There was this photo booth. We took pictures together. Everything was going so well. Until during the summer, I moved schools and I had to say goodbye to Mia. I was devastated. I remember I would cry about this girl for 2 years after this event happened. I would wake up at 5 a.m. for the bus. I would get in the shower and I would put on songs that we used to listen to together. The embarrassing part is that sometimes I would take too long, so my parents would knock on the door and tell me to get out. What the fuck are you doing? What was wrong with me? I even tried finding her on social media, but she didn't have Instagram, Facebook, nothing. So I gave up and I thought I'd never see the love of my life again. Until one day I'm on Snapchat and I get a friend recommendation. It's Mia. I immediately add her and we start talking and catching up. Everything is going so good. A few weeks later, I post on my story a picture of me and my friend Jimmy hanging out. Mia swipes up. Hey, who's your friend? That's Jimmy? Why do you ask? Oh, cool. Do you have his phone number? Why do you want his phone number? I don't know. He seems pretty cool. I want to get to know him. Yeah, so he has a girlfriend. No, I didn't mean it like that. I just wanted his dick.
Feeling traumatic thoughts, like seeing her with another person. It's a lot. But I think it's something everybody should do.
You know what? I think that I have reached the level of emotional maturity that I could see another guy's dick going into you.
I was so heartbroken after that, I wanted an imaginary divorce. I started to realize maybe I fell in love with the idea of her more than the actual person that she was. But wait, if you think that's bad, it can only get worse. Just to give you some context, because you'll need it for this next part, this girl is pure Mexican. Her whole family is immigrants, right? Keep that in mind now, because one day she posts on her story, and this girl is at a presidential rally for a certain orange man. Now, there's nothing wrong with supporting the orange man, except for the fact that he'd probably deport you and your entire family. How are we gonna have the wedding if you're back in Mexico? Now, at this point, not only am I uninterested from her, I'm not even sure if we would be friends anymore. But wait, it gets worse! Because when I finally get into a relationship, I post us together, and guess who swipes up? You guys look so cute together. She's so lucky. Wow, you had to swipe up and twist the knife. That could have been us. But no, apparently she got with some white guy, which you should have told me you like white guys. Baby girl, I can change. Moral of the story is, do not fall for your crush, especially if she thinks your friends are cute. And you know, looking back now, I realized that I probably probably shouldn't have been in a one-sided relationship for so long. You know, that thought process about never back down, never give up. I probably should have gave up a long time ago. But you know what would have probably gotten my crush to like me?
If I was wearing some fire K-pop Demon Hunters merch from bestkpopmerch.com. Are you tired of your crush making out with your best friend right in front of you? Yeah! Fear no longer. If you use code JahanDraws, you get 10% off at bestkpopmerch.com. Not only will your crush fall in love with you, you will win the lottery and rule the world. Guaranteed. All you have to do is sell your soul and use code JahanDraws at checkout. Oh my God! Click the link in the bio now.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get another sponsorship on. My first college roommate was a really nice guy, but I never understood if he was gay or not. I mean, he would always hit on my girl, but slap my ass when she was gone.
Hey, yo, what the?
It was a beautiful day at my local college, and I was about to meet my new roommates. On my first day moving in, I met the three boys: Andrew, Bob, and Luffy, the guy I shared a bedroom with. So I moved in, and everything was really chill. Until I started noticing like really weird behaviors, especially from Luffy. See, this guy was never home. I would see him literally twice a month because 99% of the time he would be at his girlfriend's house. So I'll admit, my side of the room started getting a little messy. But whenever he popped in to grab something, he would see the mess and send me an angry text afterwards.
Bro, I'm not your f***ing mom. Clean your shit, dude.
Now, at first I felt really bad, but then he would also never be home after sending those messages. Like, why do you get so mad if you don't even live here? So I decided, no, I'm not gonna constantly clean my side of the room for you. And I guess he didn't like that, because he started going behind my back. Because one night, I come home and my laundry, my clean laundry, is on the floor. The floor, when the couch is literally 2 inches away. So whoever did that, did it deliberately. So I asked Andrew and Bob, yo, did you guys put my laundry on the floor? And they were like, nope. So there's only one person who could have done it on purpose. And I couldn't even confront him about it because he was never home after that. But just when I thought he went low,
He went lower.
because I started noticing that our toilet would suddenly get clogged more often. And I know it wasn't me because whenever I would clog the toilet, I'd fix it before I left the bathroom. So there's only one person who could have done it. But you know what? I just kept unclogging the toilet, and for now, everything was fine. Until one unlucky night, I had some enchiladas, and I mean like really, really bad enchiladas. I barely made it to the restroom. I didn't have time to check if the toilet was clogged. I unleashed a rapture into that bowl, and when I went to go flush, instead of hearing the water go down, I felt cold water brush the bottom of my thighs. Luffy had gotten me. I don't know what he stuffed the toilet with, but I had to wait for 2 hours for the water to go down. I would actually start pre-flushing toilets so he couldn't get me again. It was so bad. By the time I left the house, I was a professional plumber. Toilets, tubs, sinks. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I know how to clean some pipes. Hey, yo! But if you think that's the worst thing Luffy did, just wait till I tell you what he did to my girl while I was sleeping next to them. Because we shared a room together, the first rule Luffy told me was,
Yeah, dude, you can have girls over, but if you guys start having sex while I'm in the room, I'm gonna beat your ass.
bro, you don't have to worry about that. You would think he would follow his own rule. Well, I was wrong. A few months in, I plan a Disney trip with my friend Jasmine. So I tell Luffy, hey, I'm gonna have someone over and she's gonna be here sleeping for a couple days.
No, dude, don't worry about it. It's all cool, man.
So Jasmine comes over and everything is normal. I introduce her to Luffy and I say we're gonna be sharing a room with him at night. Luffy was normally never home, but the 1 week Jasmine came over, Luffy was home all the time. So one night, I go to sleep with Jasmine and Luffy's next to us. I knock out. I'm a heavy sleeper. The next morning, I wake up and Jasmine's like, John, I have to talk to you. Last night, I woke up and I felt a tap on my foot. I look up and I see Luffy peeking over the wooden divider. Psst, come here. And I went back to sleep. Wow. Okay. First of all, you have a girlfriend. Second of all, you're breaking your own rule of messing around while someone's in the room. Third of all, you're taking the girl that I brought over. Explain how that makes sense. And surprise, surprise, after Jasmine left, he was never home again. But wait, it gets worse. I got more evidence on this guy than they got on David right now. Cause that same night Jasmine got touched, I woke up
at 5 a.m. to take a piss. I was so sleepy, I almost forgot to do my safety pre-flush. Almost. You almost got me, but I flushed it and boom, clogged. You almost had me, bro. You almost had me. Unfortunately, though, the water level had risen even higher than last time, so I was gonna have to wait another 2 hours. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this right now. I'm gonna go back to sleep and I'll do it when I wake up. 30 minutes later, Jasmine wakes me up and she's like, John, I think I broke your toilet. Okay, so apparently after I went back to sleep, Jasmine went to go use the restroom. Yes, girls pee too. I know. I was heartbroken when I found out. And when she flushed it, I can only imagine her face when her piss kept rising and overflowing all over the bathroom floor. It was so bad. It flowed out of the restroom, down the hall, and into the kitchen. So when she woke me up in a panic, begging me to come help her, I knew what I had to do. I went back to sleep. Jasmine literally begged me to come help her clean her piss, but guys, in that moment, I decided Luffy had won the toilet games and I didn't care anymore. It was the wrong thing to do and she totally hated me for it. But when I woke up again, can you guess what I saw? This absolute Giga Chad Bob was on his hands and knees cleaning my girl's piss. Apparently, because I refused to help Jasmine, Bob saw the mess, saw Jasmine crying, so he drove to Target at 6 a.m. to grab a bucket and a mop to clean the mess so Jasmine didn't have to. Bro, at that point, just take my girl. She's yours now. I felt so bad, but when I went to apologize, he just told me,
Don't worry about it. I got you, and I got your girl.
wow, I'm pretty sure that's the definition of a hero. While Luffy got away with it that time, what he did next finally gave me a valid reason to beat his ass. One night, we were all having dinner in the living room. Andrew and Bob are sitting by the counter and I'm cooking on the stove when Luffy suddenly walks in. Without warning, he goes behind me, slaps my ass, and says, "What's cooking?" I immediately freeze and say, "Don't you ever touch me like that again." As soon as I said that, everyone in the room froze. And all he said was, "Alright, my bad, bro." We were not cool like that. He was just doing this to see how far he could get away with disrespecting me. It just pissed me off, specifically because I know he would not dare try this with any of the other guys. I don't know what gave him the idea that I was an easy target, but I was so tired of him by this point. Even Andrew and Bob looked at each other like a fight was about to break out. But luckily, nothing happened that night. But I'm pretty sure Luffy got the message, because a couple weeks later, he finally moved out. And can you guess what? We never had another problem with the toilet after that. But you know who I did have a problem with? The people calling my stories fake. Like, if I wanted to write fake stories, I'd work for Alex Clark. So if you don't believe me, I'll have Bob tell you what happened that night.
In regard to the piss incident, I remember it was during Jasmine's second day staying over in our dorm, and I woke up, and when I went to the kitchen, I noticed that there was a large body of water, and it was starting to lead up underneath to your room. And when I was getting curious as what was happening, Jasmine walks out, and she tells me that the toilet flooded, and that's now starting to, it was starting to leak into your room, and then she knows that started leaking into the kitchen. And so, being the person that's usually the one like cleans around in the house, I figured, okay, let me see if I can clean this up. And so I totally forgot we could rent mops in the from our community center, but I just I'll just go to Target. I'll get a mop, I'll get a bucket, I'll get some cleaning solution. For now, let's just use the paper towels we have to absorb all the water that's already on the floor and just stop it from spreading out. So then 20 minutes go by, I come back, I clean everything, and then that's when you come out and I was like, what happened? And then let me just explain everything, and that's really all I remember, like what happened.
The rest of the year, I had a whole room to myself, but I never forgot what it felt like to live with the worst roommate ever. Oh my god, check out this cool fan art. Like, you guys went crazy during the stream, and shout out to Luminous for drawing this. Oh my god, like, I literally, like, cracked up when I saw this. You guys are amazing. If you guys want to be in the next video, join the Discord and do some drawings. Okay, bye-bye.
Mamá huevo. Digo, glu, 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 glu.
Look, I never understand why people go to the club. Some people love it and they go there all the time, right? And then some people are antisocial like me and would rather stay home. So I'm working at Disney and one of my coworkers, Jessie, is quitting her job. So her and her roommates, let's call them Hannah and Charlie, invite me out to the club with them to celebrate one last time. But before we go out, I let them know, like, yo, guys, I've never been to the club before and I don't really know what to expect. What if a cute girl starts booty dancing on me? Like, how do I even react to that? And they're like, oh my god, don't worry, you'll be fine, John. Immediately after she says that, they throw back 3 shots, toss me their keys, and tell me I'm driving. Okay, the girls get in the back and we start driving and they're like, oh my god, we should play some music. Girl,
got you.
My God.
This is my jam. 7, 5, 3, 7 days a week. I pass it and I put it away.
We finally pull up to the club, we get in, and this place is loud and sweaty. I see the girls immediately run into the crowd, so I'm like, okay, now I have to run after you. They jump in and start dancing, and we are shoulder to shoulder with people. All of a sudden, I hear DJ Mickey yell into the mic, "Hiya, folks, tonight's twerk off is beginning in 5 minutes." Girls start running up on stage, and DJ Mickey starts introducing them one by one. "Tonight, we're finding out who's the best dancer in all the Magic Kingdom." "All right, girl, what's your name? Where you from?"
Hi, my name is Ashley. I'm from Atlanta, and I love making magic at Disney.
"Oh boy, I sure love hearing your stories." "Now shake some ass."
Oh my god. Okay.
One by one, each girl goes up on stage and shakes the booty, and I'm like, wow, these girls all work at Disney. No wonder this is the most magical place on earth. Then DJ Mickey starts playing some club bangers, and I think Charlie overheard that I have never been danced on before, so she just starts backing it up on me, and I'm like, oh wow, cool. That's a booty. Not really sure what to do with my hands though. Do I put it on her back? Do I put it on her eyes? Shh, don't look. There's a ghost. So we keep dancing, and eventually she starts dancing with someone else, which is cool. But I notice they're dancing face to face, and his hands are really low. I mean, this guy has a fistful of cheek in each hand. And I panic, but then I see her face, and she looks happy. And I'm like, oh, wait. Was I supposed to do that earlier? Write that down. I gotta write that down. After the dance, they exchange numbers, and he's like, I call you baby girl. Just call you baby girl. The club starts dying down, though, so we start heading out. So I drive us home, and when we get home, I ask Charlie, hey, I just want to go over some notes with you. I noticed that dude was grabbing a fistful of cheeks on the dance floor. Was I supposed to do that, or? No, it's totally fine. It's just for fun. Oh, but you guys exchanged numbers. Are you gonna see him again? Nope, it was just a dance, and I'm never seeing that dude again. Never gonna pick up his calls. His number's already deleted. Okay, let me just update my notes. Note to self, do not grab girl's booty at the dance floor. Okay, so for my first time going to the club, I did have a great time. Although, if I had any advice, I would say bring a fan, earplugs, and a sign that says, please do not grab my cheeks. That'll help you a lot. To the people who love to party, you know what? You guys can have the fun for me. I'll stay at home with the rest of the antisocial people hiding from the booty grabbers and DJ Mickey. And for all the college program kids, I hear you guys are sharing a lot of cooties over there at Flamingo. How about you share this video instead? It's much safer for everybody. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you're on the toilet, I know you're on the toilet. I can smell it from here. Hey, you enjoying the video? If you're watching this like in the background while you're sleeping or you're trying to do work, I just wanted to pop in and say what's up. It's me, JahanDraws. Thanks for watching my... You know, if you watch these long ass videos, I get like money from them. Honestly, I'd be greedy when I upload these hour-long compilations, but hey, if you're not going to be paying attention, I might as well make some. I'm just kidding, guys. Thanks for watching the videos. I love you. Okay, go back. Okay, I'll let you brain rot again. Okay, bye. Have any of y'all ever gotten high before? Let me tell you, the best place for your first time is not at school. My first time watching someone get high, they got caught by the police, but they never went to jail because they had to go to the hospital for almost overdosing.
Actually, you can't really overdose on... Shut the fuck up and listen to the story.
So one day, I showed up to theater class. Yes, I was a theater kid, but I only did it because one of my closest friends at the time, Eliza, convinced me to join. So we're all in class, and our teacher, Mr. Miranda, tells me, yo, I'm taking 20 students to Hamilton, whether or not you're in theater. John, come join the field trip. Huh, Eliza, you can be with her. Huh? Now, I had never been to a play before, but you're telling me we get to skip school? Everything was going so well. Until one of the theater kids, George, started acting really weird. You see, George had his own little group of friends outside theater class, and when he heard Mr. Miranda was gonna take anybody on a school trip, he got an idea.
An idea so bad, by the time we found out, 5 kids got sent to the hospital. So the day of the field trip comes and we get on the bus, and I remember George and his friends sat all the way in the back and they brought Wingstop. And I was so hungry. But just like my college experience, nobody really wanted to share their meat with me. So we get to the theater and we head inside. Now, George is way more popular than me, so all my friends, including Eliza, kind of sat by him. But that's okay, because Mr. Miranda was good company too. The musical starts, and guys, I see now why some of y'all were obsessed with Hamilton. The music was low-key kind of fire.
What is this Diddy Blood doing on the calculator? Is blood Einstein? What is this Diddy Blood doing on the calculator? Is blood?
I was so entertained, I almost didn't notice George sneak behind me halfway through the show. A few minutes later, there's a 15-minute intermission. So we all exit the auditorium, and when I go to look for my friends, they're all gone. But out of the corner of my eye, I spot Eliza, and she looks really worried for some reason. But before I could say anything, one of George's friends, Angelica, peeks her head out of the restroom and beckons to her. Psst, come here. So I'm like, huh. That's weird. I'm sure it's nothing. Spoiler alert! It was something. When the play starts up again, we're all back in our seats except for George, Angelica, and Eliza. A few minutes later, though, I see them all stumble in, and even Mr. Miranda looks at them funny. But it's okay, because now everybody's here, and we finally get to enjoy the rest of the show. Until I'm sitting watching the play, all of a sudden, I hear someone gag. I look over, and I see Angelica throw up in her shirt. Oh. Then another girl throws up. Then another girl throws up. Like, guys, I get Hamilton is cringe, but it's not that bad. So even though everyone starts throwing up, it's not like we can do anything because we're in the middle of a theater performance. But wait, it gets worse. Angelica stands up, shirt full of vomit, and comes up to me.
Jahan, George is making me really uncomfortable. Swap seats with me now.
This bitch. I'm not even her friend, and she's acting really weird. But she doesn't shut up, so I'm like, fine, I'll swap seats with her. I remember thinking it was so weird because George was kind of her best friend. So how is he making you uncomfortable? Huh. I was about to find out. As soon as I sit next to George, he seems fine at first. But after one of the songs, everyone stands up and claps their hands. We all sit back down, except for George. He just keeps standing there clapping, but he's like missing. Like his hands are just flopping around. He literally looked like a seal. Yo, George. Yo, you can sit down, dog. People are staring. I don't know what kind of drugs he was on, but I can only imagine what he saw.
Attention, soldier. We need your help securing the gates of Agartha. Subscribe to JahanDraws immediately to protect the future of our kingdom. Our fate lies in your hands. Godspeed, soldier.
But I should also mention, I didn't know what it was like for people to be high. So for a second, I thought, oh my God, is he special? I was really innocent at the time. But then I look over and dude, I'm not even kidding you. Another girl throws up in her shirt. I'm like, yo, what kind of Wingstop did you guys have? I look over to Eliza. She's holding her head in her hands, pulling at her scalp, foaming at the mouth with bloodshot red eyes, hissing at her friends. I was so scared, bro. I'd never seen her like that in my life. That's when Mr. Miranda noticed. And even though the play wasn't even over, he's like, we need to take everybody outside now. As we exit the theater, Angelica throws up again. We don't even stop and help her. We just keep walking outside. As we step out of the building, there are cops waiting outside. We are cooked, dog. We are done. The cops line us up side by side on the bus and start interrogating us. One officer comes up to me and he points his finger at this kid, Aaron. Now you see, Aaron was the funniest kid in school. He was so likable. He would be failing all his classes, but the teachers still loved him. But the best part about Aaron was, he was the school plug. I mean, this guy showed up to homeroom with a duffel bag full of honey buns and hot Cheetos. I remember when I didn't bring any lunch money, he would come up to me and say, Jahan, don't worry. Take whatever you like. You can pay me tomorrow. This guy was a hero. So when the police officers pointed at him and asked me, did you see him throw anything away? I said, officer, that guy?
Heavens no, that's like my guy. He would never do anything despicable. So then the officer goes up to Aaron and he's like, is there anything you want to tell me, son? Officer, on my mama, I have nothing. Alright, I'm gonna go check those bushes over there. If I see anything, I'm gonna have to ask you some questions. Officer, let me just, Then he goes over to the bushes and pulls out a Ziploc bag full of brownies. Dog, I just vouched for you, man. You're making me look really bad right now. The police investigated, and what they found in those baggies explained why we had to send 5 kids to the hospital. So apparently, Aaron was the guy who set up the whole deal in the first place. As soon as he heard anybody could go on the field trip, he invited all the trouble kids. And they all planned to eat brownies and get super high during the show. Now, Aaron knew this college guy who sold these special Zaza brownies. So during the play, he and George snuck out to the restroom and made a deal with the shady dude. And the guy told him, Joe, you're getting my special Zaza brownies. Once you have these, it'll change your life. But the guy lied. There wasn't an ounce of Zaza in those brownies. Instead, the police found pure synthetic spice. You see, spice is a chemical that's supposed to give you the same effect as Zaza, but the side effects are so much worse.
Oh, but don't take my word for it. Why don't we listen to a medical professional?
A psychiatric nurse, and I happen to be a good friend of Jahan's. And being a psychiatric nurse, unfortunately, I've had a good amount of experience with spice. Most of the time, they're very aggressive, very psychotic, and it'll get to the point where they may have to be administered medication. Even if they were prescribed or administered a antipsychotic, it wouldn't help them. But from what I've been told is that K2 is so much more potent that it basically
fries your brain, it fries your synapses.
So when you smoke too much, you might get feelings of paranoia or even psychosis to a certain extent. But with K2, that psychosis could be permanent. You could be forever
Just crazy.
An overdose on spice can cause elevated heart rate, elevated blood pressure, paranoia, tremors, seizures, vomiting, hallucinations, and even death. And whoever made it was probably high too, because they overdosed the batch 4 times the normal dose. During the show, they weren't just high, they were gone. George was clapping like that because he's 6'2", 260 pounds. But Eliza, the small 4'11", 90-pound teenage girl, she was out of her mind. They had to take her to the hospital and give her an IV. If she had eaten the whole brownie, I wouldn't be telling this story. But you know who I felt the worst for? Mr. Miranda. He was only a few months into teaching. Matter of fact, he wasn't even supposed to be our teacher. He just volunteered since his wife worked at the school. Our field trip wasn't even mandatory. He just wanted to do something nice for us. Then this happens. Cops, ambulances, and 5 kids in the hospital. Man, he was so mad, he canceled the play for the rest of the year. And all the kids who participated in getting high got in-school suspension for the rest of the year. And a lot of people judged those kids for using Zaza. But come on, where else were they supposed to get high? I mean, think about it. If you're not supposed to smoke in class, then why do they call it high school?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And I know some of y'all are actually watching this while you're high, and all I gotta say is... What was that? Holy... Dude, there's cops outside. Dude, they're outside your door. They can smell this. Somebody called the cops on you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and just to let you know, my next Christmas video is gonna be a Predator special. And, oh my god, this one is gonna be really bad. Alright, I'm gonna pop in one more time just to give you a little JahanDraws secret. I hate mushrooms, and you will only know that. Only you will know that because you paid attention to the video. Alright, so if I'm in the stream and I ask what food I hate the most, it's mushrooms. Alright, back to the video. I don't know how I graduated without being touched, because my high school didn't just have 1 creep, not just 2 creeps, not 3, but 4. This is Jack. Now, Jack was actually super cool. All the teachers and the students loved him. Not to mention, he was also super handsome. He literally looked like Jack Harlow, beard and all. Bro could have had any girl. Everything was going really great for him. Until he decided to date the wrong girl. To start this Christmas story, we gotta go back in time. See, one day sophomore year, I was chilling after school, and I remember this tiny tiny little 7th grader came up to me and he was like,
"Wow, Jahan, you're so cool, bro. I love your videos. Remember me when you're famous, okay, bro?"
"Oh, I'm not forgetting."
"Bro, I want to be famous too. I'm gonna be in the NBA one day."
Then he daps me up, and I remember thinking, oh, that's so cool. Because I was kind of a nerd in my grade level, so nobody ever dapped me up. But it finally felt good to have somebody look up to me. And he was full of so much potential. With an attitude like that, he seemed like he had a bright future ahead of him. Until years later, my little baby sister comes up to me and she's like,
"Hey, guess what?
"What?"
Jack was in the news."
Oh my god! Did he make it in the NBA? Did he win the basketball championship? What?
No.
Instead, she turns her phone and shows me this. My boy went from dapping up to clapping up. They grow up so fast. As I read the news article, the first thing I thought of was, damn, this gonna be a fire YouTube video. So as the story goes, Jack was in his final month, literally 3 weeks away before graduating, and he had all these universities lined up, still the school's best volleyball player, and all the ladies wanted a piece of him. But Jack didn't want no lady. He wanted something out of bounds. Because one day, he meets this girl, Noelle. Now, Noelle had a reputation for being very flirty, but I guess he didn't care because Jack and Noelle started talking, and they got close. I mean, very close. I mean, so close that Noelle decided to screenshot some of their messages, and so why don't we read them together?
I need
Need what?
gifts.
You'll get it. Just tell me when I can go.
Might as well come right now.
Don't play. I can. I'll be there. Tell me where to meet you and I'll go.
Jack, oh my god, I was joking.
I want to be inside your chimney already.
Literally need that.
I need your Christmas spirit around me right now. And I need you to swallow all of the eggnog I'm going to give you. All of it. Okay, she's asleep. I'm gonna leave my house, then start sledding over.
Jack, wait. Oh my god.
I'm out of my house. On my way.
But, like, this gotta be quick too, Jack.
Okay.
Hashtag quickies.
Don't stress out so much. Come on. Try and enjoy it. It's me. I'll go slow for you. I want to make sure you feel all my Christmas spirit inside of you.
I literally need gifts, like, right now.
I know you do. I'll be inside soon. Once Jack heard Noelle was gonna be home alone for Christmas, he decided to head on over. Now, it wasn't their first time being naughty, but this time, it was gonna be their last. So he pulls up to her house, and when he gets inside, let's just say, they got cozy by the fire. Good old Jack was really enjoying his quality time with Noelle, but their time together was cut short. Cause you see, Noelle wasn't really the smartest cookie in the gingerbread house. She didn't know her dad was gonna come home early. So when Mr. Claus pulls up and sees this strange car in his driveway, he gets suspicious. And I guess he must have snuck in to try and catch him, cause Jack didn't hear the front door open at all. And when Mr. Claus opens Noelle's bedroom door, he gets a full view of Jack opening his Christmas presents early. But wait, it gets worse! Jack panics and he tries to lie, saying, I'm in the same class as her. Buddy, your beard is almost as big as Santa's. You're not going anywhere. Mr. Claus made Jack wait until the refs showed up. Once the refs heard Jack was opening his presents early, they benched him on the spot. Literally. The next day, somebody found his MVP photo and posted it to the entire school group chat. Bro was turned into a meme overnight. I mean, it's kind of funny, but some of these memes are just horrible. And you would think after that whole incident, the school would expel him, right? I mean, you already know what I'm gonna say. Wrong! Some of the teachers were even defending him.
Look, guys, it's the end of the school year. We all got 1 month left. Jack is with us whether you like it or not.
What do you mean he isn't expelled? He's still with us? Turns out, while everybody was clowning on him thinking he was gone, he was just hiding in the school office the entire time. But wait, there's more! When he went to college, yes, he still got into college, he tried disguising himself. On the college Facebook page, they posted a picture of the incoming incoming freshman group. And if you look in the center bottom row, you can see a bald, smiling Jack, which is a 200 IQ play. Except it wasn't, because one of his classmates found him anyway, and he started commenting, yo, that guy is a creep. And so you know what the college did? They deleted the comment. And I guess he didn't like that, because then he hits up the entire school group chat. The whole school bombarded the Facebook page calling out Jack, and so the college finally took the post down. I think that the funniest part is that he thought people wouldn't recognize him, but they did. So now you just shaved your head for nothing. All jokes aside, I know I've been bashing on Jack this entire time, but genuinely, I grew up with this kid. I know his family, I've been to their house, so it's really sad to hear what happened. And, you know, even though he did these terrible things, deep down, I think there's still hope for him. So Jack, if you're watching, please listen to this message, because I think it might change your life.
Please never forget that the most important relationship you will ever have in your entire life is your relationship with JahanDraws.
Chick is too crazy. Picture here to stay. Got my Montana baby. Heard that Billy Ray. You still waiting on a PJ.
Hit that subscribe button, bitch.
Thank you everybody for watching. It has been an amazing year. I've been drawing and doing YouTube like stupid little animations since I was like 12, and this year is the year that I actually blew up. To have 1 million views on a single video, bro, you have to understand that this has been my dream for so long. I literally am afraid to tell people that I do YouTube because it was not even a real thing for me. But now, bro, I can like actually like say I am somewhat of a YouTuber. We are close to 100,000 subscribers. When I have that play button, I hope you know that's gonna be my whole personality. I'm gonna like flaunt that everywhere. We are so close. I think we're like at 81,000 right now. It's insane. I hope you guys are ready for my next video, Hot Girl Pool Party Part 2. And it's also a first kiss story, so yeah, you guys are gonna like that. Alright, Merry Christmas everybody! Do not be naughty or else you might end up like Jack. Alright, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye! Also, like, Jack, if you're watching this, dude, when can I try your eggnog?